Yeah, so what's going on, Steve? Steve Blaze
Oh,
here.
I'm actually getting. I got three more interviews, and then I got to drive 5 hours out of town tonight to go to my in-laws' house. So,
Incredible, that's rock and roll. Certainly the
yes, it
interview
is.
part of it. Yeah. So Steve, last time we talked was like in not long ago, but in 2012 for an interview, and
Yeah,
lots been
the
going
last
on, and
record, right?
yeah, lots been going on in this world of Lillian Axe. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, since we spoke last, we did a 6-week tour with Great White, Faster Pussycat, and then we did Europe for 3 weeks. Went back and did another festival there, and did some shows in the States, and then we had a bad car wreck last August, which kept us out of commission for 8 months while we worked on this new One Night in the Temple album. So now we are back playing, releasing the record on Tuesday, and we'll be back hitting the road in the next few months. So been keeping very busy.
And with this album, live album, how would you describe it? Like when for guitar tones and stuff like that to get that capturing sound.
Well, since it's all acoustic, you know, not only do we have to make sure that we had good acoustic sounds, but we had to make sure that for the complexities of these songs, that they were be able to be played properly on good guitars with good action and whatnot. And because for my soloing stuff, I didn't want to redo every solo. I mean, there's some limitations on acoustic guitar. Some of the solos, due to differences in the way an acoustic guitar has less frets, and you can't get up to the high octaves on certain keys. Um, I had to kind of adapt a little bit, but I still tried to do as much of the soloing very closely to the way it is on the album. But it adapted very well. The songs adapted well. The album sounds really good. We had really good tones. I was the most critical about my guitar tone more than everything else because I always am. But at the end of the day, we're really happy with the way everything came out.
I mean, you guys got great promo video, on YouTube of one night in the temple. I mean, it's the quality of the video itself is very good as well as the
Yeah, it
sound.
was 7 camera, high def quality. We had a great team. Pelican Broadcasting Company came, and they're the ones that filmed it. And the guy that edited the whole thing is a guy named Chris Lecoq that did the Death Comes Tomorrow and Cage It In videos. So the guy's young guy, great vision, works real well with us, and he's the guy responsible for editing this thing. I worked with him on it, but he was the guy that did the bulk of it.
Now, going into editing videos, I'm sure it's bulk in time for you. I mean, how do you look at it? Coming in and putting your time into it.
Well, it's very tedious because we were not just the it's really the movie's more of a documentary than anything. It is the whole show, but in between songs, we have interviews and uh, backstage footage, rehearsal footage. We have footage of the setup and the things going on outside leading up to the event, and to edit all those things and have that fluidity throughout the whole movie. It's a 2.5 hour documentary. It's really a lot of work went into it, because Chris had the bulk of it done, but I had to sit down and fine tune with him on, on this. Let's cut some of this out and put this here and that. I just basically came in and put the icing on the cake. But he's worked with us for a few years now, so he's got a very good eye on our vision, and really is very in tune with what we're about. So that part of it, I had to sit there and watch the thing at least 10 times in its entirety, which it's one thing to watch it when you're just watching it to enjoy it objectively, but then when you're trying to nitpick every little thing and make sure nothing slips by you, that tends to be kind of mind racking and tedious. But now, after it's done and we look back at it, just really happy that we did put that much time into it.
Because you want it to last forever.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is once it's out there, it's done. This is That's what I tell the guys. I said they drive me nuts. I mean, I drive them nuts sometimes when I tell them to do their performances over or re-sing this or re-sing that. And I tell them, I say, look, once it's down, it's down. There's no changing it. You can't go back when the record's out in stores and go, oh, I wish I would have done a better job or, done this differently here or there. Once you accept it, it's done. So we have to make sure it's right. And so at the end of the day, all the hours and hours of meticulously fine-tuning everything, it pays off.
And let's say going into, mastering the sound, would you say you put a lot of time into the actual mastering
Yeah,
of it?
well, what I do is I let our engineer, Rob Hovey, who's very, very good at what he does, he and I discuss what we're looking for ahead of time. And as we are mixing and rough mixing and whatnot, we're really in tune to each other. And he knows what I'm looking for. I know what he's hearing, and we always come to a happy medium, what we agree on. And he'll go mix and send me roughs, and I'll go listen to him in different places. I listen to him mainly in my car. But then when we go to mastering, we know what we're looking for, push the envelope volume-wise, make sure we have that low end that we like without sacrificing any of the mids and the highs, and make sure we get that crispness that doesn't go too far and take away from the vocals. Got to be careful with your hi-hats and whatnot. But we've worked on the last 4 projects together and several other ones. So he and I have a kind of ESP between us. We know what we're looking for. So I let him run with mixes, and then he brings them to me, and then I give him my opinions at that point.
Now, promoting the CD, DVD, One Night in the Temple, compared to like promoting your first album, would you say lots changed because now you're doing interviews all the time, and the magazine world's a little bit different also because it's all internet based.
Yeah, it is a lot different. I always did a lot of interviews from the very beginning, even before when we were a cover band and just starting out, and then we started getting popular doing our own material. I always did a lot of interviews. There was a lot of radio stuff at first. I used to go in and take over as guest DJ and the radio stations and stuff, and play our demos and play what I wanted to play. I was always very active in that capacity. But yeah, over the years things have changed so drastically. Now I still do a lot of interviews, but it's a lot of internet-based radio and internet sites and blogs and whatnot, as opposed to actual physical magazines, which have taken quite a beating over the past 15 years. But at the end of the day, as long as I get to speak to people and get the message out to everyone and be in contact with the public that way, that's the important thing at the end of the day.
Now, let's say with a schedule that Steve Blaze has, which I'm sure you do tons of interviews. How many interviews in a year do you do roughly? Would you say? In
a year? Oh, let's see. I've done in 2 weeks. I've done about. Well, actually, I just started about a week ago. About 20 in a week. Yeah, I'd say about 300 to 400 a year.
So that's a big number. That's very impressive.
Yeah, sometimes there's certain times where it's more than others. Like some days I'll have 5 or 6 in a day, and sometimes it'll be just 1. But I like it. I welcome it because it's guys like you that are out there that are keeping music in the eyes and ears of people, and that are keeping the machine rolling in a time where record labels basically don't exist. There's no support from radio. The live music scene is pathetic. The support from the public has dwindled because people are too lazy to go out and support it and buy it. They rather just pull it up and steal it off the internet. And I say that a lot of people are, not everybody. There's a lot of people that do respect bands and what it takes for us to make records. But it's guys like you that are keeping it going. And that's why I welcome any chance to talk to anybody, to give them my thanks, and to talk to the public, let them know, for those that are interested in what we're doing, keep them abreast of everything so that they don't have to go in and guess what's going on. I want them to know what's happening because we have a very close bond with our fans. And so with that being said, man, appreciate everything that you're doing to keep rock and roll in people's faces.
Wow, very well said, and we we appreciate that, I'm sure. When you go into live concerts and that, do you see concerts being less and less per year because of demand on how much it takes to or how much it costs to bring the band to go to shows? Will you s-
Absolutely. It's the major reason why bands do less records, and you hear a lot of bands talking about, oh, we're just going to do a song at a time, let them download one song at a time. Is it's all economic. Uh, First of all, people don't go out like they used to because they have the ability to just pull anything up on the internet that they want. Now you can pull any concert up on the internet, and just pop it up on your big screen TV, and it's almost like being there. You can steal music off the internet. Used to be if you were going to steal music, you had to have a copier and go, record a cassette copy of a cassette. Now you just go download it, find a free site on the internet, and it's easily done. And that's the main reason why bands can't tour. Even bands that are in larger arenas and stadiums, they can't tour like they used to. Go look at tour schedules out there. They're minimal, and it's because of finances. It's because of it costs too much to tour, and that's why there are bands that charge exorbitant amounts of money to go see them play. $200 a ticket to go see someone. I mean, I saw Aerosmith for $750 when I was in high school. It's just gotten really bad, and it keeps bands, especially where we are, where to take a crew and to bring a show out and have uh, you know the vehicles and the hotels and everything that we need to go out and tour for weeks at a time. The costs are astronomical. Without tour support, can't be done.
Mm.
And people don't realize that. When you go out and buy a $10 or $15 album, that usually doesn't even go to the band. It usually goes to the label for costs that are not recouped yet. So the bands have to go out and tour. So we rely on our fans coming to see us play and buying merch and buying tickets and those kind of things. And a lot of fans are like, "Oh man, this band hasn't done a record in years. They haven't toured. When are they going to?" People asking us all the time, "When you coming to Wyoming? When you coming to North Dakota?" We can't. Right now, we can't. It's economically unfeasible for us to put our whole show and crew and everything together and tour around the country and be able to hit all 50 states and financially make it happen. It's too difficult. And everybody at every level, from the bands doing the small clubs to the arenas, all felt the effects of that. It's just the way it is.
Now, this summer, you guys will be promoting somewhat of this CD DVD, like going
We are.
out.
We're going to do some shows. We just got a new agency, and we just met with them the other day, and we're shooting to really start actually hitting things around September.
Hmm.
Now, in July and August, we'll be doing some one-offs here and there. While we have a few other things. I'm doing some dates playing guitar in the band Badfinger. I don't know if you remember Badfinger or not.
Of course, I know Badfinger.
Okay, I'm going to be playing guitar with them for a few dates. Then I have a Circle of Light show, and then I have a new project called Sledgehammer, which is a classic rock power cover band with Guy Gelso, the drummer for Zebra.
Okay.
We're doing that just for some fun, and I'm filming a TV show called Through the Veil, and it's a show that I host, and it's a ghost hunting show where my team and I go on investigations and do paranormal investigations throughout Louisiana. So I'm going to be filming that in June and July too. And I will be starting to work on writing the next studio album for Lillian. So keeping busy.
That sounds like you're keeping very busy, and even.
Plus, I have a 5-year-old, so
Oh wow!
he takes a lot of time up too.
So you're saying you're in the Badfinger, the band that we
Yeah.
we heard in the '70s.
Yep, Joey Molland is the original guitar player, and he's back out playing. And Rob Hovey, our engineer, is a drummer as well, and he and Joey putting together a version of Badfinger to go out and do dates, and asked me if I'd play guitar, and I said yes, since we
Of
did
course.
a remake of No Matter What on Poetic Justice. And so, I'm a fan of the band. I'd love to do it. It'd be fun. It's not going to take up a lot of time, but it's an honor to play with a band that you respect, and we'll have a good time. It'll be different, but it's going to be fun.
One thing I noticed, just to change subjects, going on Badfinger is the kids of today are starting to discover bands like that because on certain movies and TV shows they're starting to play no matter what, and
Yeah,
and
and Baby Blue is on
yeah,
that show Breaking Bad,
yeah,
and yeah. So I mean, and that's a shame that you have to be you know, a 40, 50-year-old song for some kid to get turned on to it. To only find how much music is just undiscovered because it was nobody supports it anymore. Kind of a shame. That's why we're always putting stuff out, man. We're going to continue to make records till we die, so that we can always have something new and fresh for everyone.
Well, excellent stuff, Steve, and a pleasure, and very glad to hear you're in Badfinger. That's news I did not even know.
Should be fun, man. It's just one of those things that's good for the resume, and it's going to be fun, and it's an honor to be a part of that name, and hopefully it all works out. We haven't done any shows yet. We start rehearsal pretty soon, so I'm having to learn some of the stuff, and yeah, and Joey's a good guy, so we'll have a good time doing it. We'll do a few shows here and there and see how it takes off. But we should be pretty hot and heavy with Lillian,
Excellent.
starting in August and September.
All right. Well, Steve, very good pleasure to talk to you again. This would be our third interview that we did
Yeah,
throughout
that's
the
right.
years, and which is a good thing. I'm part of your
Well, I really
400.
appreciate it. And listen, anytime you got my number, call me. Anytime I can do anything for you, let me know. Even if you just want to chat, give me a shout. I'll keep you up on everything. And if I can do anything to help you, let me know. I appreciate it, Jason. You take care of yourself, buddy.
Hey, you as well. Have a good weekend.
You too, my friend.
Okay.
See you later.
See you.